cannabis is definitely a commodity, and with all commodities, it's about squeezing the price down for production, so the producer makes the least amount of money, and then the brand stuff like that will they're capturing more profit share. But what happens over the years, just like you said, the producers are sick of it. They're like, "Fuck it, we're not gonna keep growing." So it's within a 10-year cycle that it happens with commodities, and you have
Mhm.
5 years boom and a 5 years bust, basically. So it's like you have 5 years where it's good and it attracts a bunch of operators, and they're like, "Oh, let me get in," and then they all
So
leave.
other commodities are kind of, that's the cycle of most commodities in terms of just like it's kind of boom until it's oversaturation and, because everybody comes back into it because it's oh, look, you can make money farming.
Yeah, and then it's like everyone disappears, and it takes about 5 years for that to filter out, and then
Yeah.
the prices skyrocket up, and then entrepreneurs are like, "Oh shit, look, you can make some profit if you're in cannabis," and then the whole wave starts again. So
Yeah, I mean that is truly what it feels like. I mean, yeah, the wave is all over the place now. It's not just in California. It's so different now than trying to compare your experience to your past experiences because now there's so many more states that are coming online. So I never know.
yeah, I think the same
You
way.
never know. Like, should I panic? Should I not panic? So I'm just kind of keeping at it and just trying to just not listen to the noise too much. I sell all our weed every harvest, so just kind of sticking with that. See
Yeah,
what
that's
happens.
that's status quo right now. If you're doing that, you're ahead. I know
Yeah,
places
right.
that can't even sell their stuff and it's stocking up, so
Yeah, well, we've saw it coming like a year ago, so we've really started buttoning down our hatches like about a year ago, working on our process in general just to make us, produce better quality flower, working on our drying and whatnot. So there's plenty to do.
yeah, I know. So I'm still partnering with the distro manufacturing in LA, and then from there, I've just been doing same similar concept, like 80% wholesale, and then
Yeah,
I'm rolling out a brand right now, just top shelf indoor, and
yeah,
that's kind of a hybrid approach of yeah, like a solution to help sell some more weed, and then also
yeah,
more of a long term play, because
yeah.
I look at it just like you're saying, we've been doing this for so long.
And I see there being some opportunity on the shelves because everybody's exhausted. Everybody owes everybody money. We've been kind of out of the game for a year. We can come back in and get some accounts, based on, them owing too many other people money. And we're going to make it COD small and just, we are going to push back into retail, you know, just because, like you said, the brand is your long term. Those retailers are going to be there every day. There's still people that go. There's still the 500 people that go in those retails every day, no matter what.
Right.
So it is a great, long term play. If you can make money at it, like if you can distro it without trying to be, like you said, trying to take over the world where your expenses are so high you don't even make any money with your brand either.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I guarantee these retailers like have to be like, especially after the new year when they're responsible for their own excise tax and stuff, um, or remitting their own excise tax. There's going to be opportunity at that retail. They got to clean themselves up a little bit, and then there's going to be opportunity there too for us.
And why do you say the excise tax will affect that? Because they're gonna have that money on hand now.
Yeah, they're going to have that money on hand. So like, well, basically it'll basically because basically the distros are collecting their excise tax, and then
Right.
they're probably not remitting it. You know what I mean? They're operating on it. So it'll eliminate that kind of like it'll eliminate all the shitty distros that are operating on excise tax. So
Right.
then it gives us opportunity to go in there. Uh, it just allows there not to be a big float for the middleman, like to operate on and not remit.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm saying. And then the retailer can actually float themselves on the tax money.
exactly because they're already not doing their taxes right, because of 280E,
Right.
so when they get audited, they have huge tax liens. So at least if they're collecting their, the excise tax, it allows them to float on it rather than the distros floating on it. And
Yeah.
we'll still get paid as a farm. You know what I mean? Because they'll be floating on the excise tax versus, the distro bill. And it'll eliminate like the people who can't figure it out and or that need that extra tax money to live on, so it should clean things up in December, hopefully, or in January, hopefully.
Man, that's crazy that people rely on that so much. It's like almost fake. I don't know. I've never done that at all.
Well, that's the only way, like the Nabises and these guys are probably operating, because they're not operating on a huge margin. So it's like, then they're not getting paid, but they are collecting excise tax.
Back when we met with ODC, when we were doing that, we were doing fulfillment, and I think we stopped within less than a year. We barely did it for a full year because it made 0 cents.
There's no margin. I mean, you'd need the brands to give you 25% just to be able to afford to have a distro.
I know, and they don't even want to give you 15.
They don't even want to give you 10. It's like,
sure.
You could succeed at a restaurant easier.
No, and that's what I tell people is like, and not in a complaining way. It's just a matter of like, okay, I'm here. Like I said, it is what it is. I've figured out, at least how to survive. I'm not, whatever it is. Some days and months are better than others. But the point is, there's so many other businesses that you could do that they're not going to make you like crazy millionaires, but they're going to be consistent. They're going to be like, just like you said, anything from a restaurant to like, I don't know, any number of things that I look at and I'm like, man, I never would have thought that. But now knowing what I know about cannabis business, you break down like a business now and you're like, that would be so simple to run. You know what I mean? In comparison. Here's my like macro thought on things, because we all know the economy's like following suit.
Yes.
So what I think happened is almost either the cannabis this past year is like a precursor to what we're gonna see in the economy, and so
that's crazy.
I'm thinking like one option could be like, okay, cannabis already been through the worst part, because look at what happened in COVID. When like everyone freaked out, everyone thought the world was gonna end. Cannabis is the thing that thrived.
Yeah.
And same thing right now is I think in the next year, 2023, the economy is going to like really bottom out and like come to a halt to some degree. And just like you're saying with the shitty cannabis companies right now, they're going to just shake everybody out who can't do whatever, whether that be business or life or entrepreneurship, anything. So it's going to be like by the end of next year, the people sticking around will, really be the playing field will be a lot more level. And then cannabis on top of that, if my hypothesis is correct,
does well in these stressful times,
Yeah.
And that is true.
The other thing about cannabis on macro is like, if it was easy, then we'd be sitting here having a whole different conversation about, man, these fucking corporate people in here, they don't even know what weed is. Like, they don't even know what good weed is. Like, but instead it's us like keeping the shit alive because no one else knows, So my point is, it's almost a blessing in a sense. Like, yeah, it's fucking crazy right now.
Yes.
But
true.
It's like it keeps everyone else away in a sense, It was great talking to you. And then
indeed, Chris. You have a good day and fucking stay in touch, brother.
Yeah, likewise. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.
All right.